December 10th, 1982. This is Joe Todd, interview with Mary C. Taylor.
Mary C. Towne.
Towne, I'm sorry. Mary C. Towne, T-O-W-N-E? Okay.
My husband came from Vermont. And the original town was spelled without the E. And then I guess later on, maybe they added that E. Probably maybe some of the other.
Mrs. Towne, when were you born? When's your birthday?
January the 6th. And my birthday is 18 and 18 and 85.
Where were you born?
Salem, Iowa.
How long do you live in Salem?
Oh, let me see. Well, yeah. Until I come to Oklahoma.
What?
Don't let me get my dates mixed up.
Okay, I won't.
So they don't figure out right. You see, I come to you asked me how old I is.
Yes, ma'am.
I lived in Salem, Iowa until I come to Oklahoma.
When did you come to Oklahoma?
You got that.
It says 1906. What's your favorite memory of Salem?
Whittier College.
Whittier College?
I remember originally Salem. You could kind of take from Salem that it was a quicker part.
I'm sorry?
You gotta take it from Salem, the quicker.
Quaker? The Quakers?
It originally was laid out for the Quakers. And then, of course, I come a long time later. And so...
How big was Salem at that time?
It was small.
Small? How many people lived there?
Oh, yes. Probably... I'll say
700?
Maybe. I'm guessing.
So you went to Gem City College in Salem?
No, Whittier, Illinois.
Oh, where's Whittier College? Is that in Salem?
But it was there. The Quakers came out from the east, where the Salem needed a college. They came out and built the college there. And that was long before I was born. And then, of course, it's not there anymore. But all church school.
When did you go to Whittier?
Well, that was about Oh, that would have been when I was about, I started there when I was 18. And I went 2 years. And then I took school 1 year, not a 4-year semester. And my friend had gone to Whittier, and she had business job. And I got about, if I remember, I got about, around $40 a month.
I'm sorry?
About $40 a month. And my friend had been here with a business, and she got 50. So that it cost me. So I went to it that day for come back to Island. Oh, say, you know, when I saw the pictures and then I water. Oh my, I went home for Christmas vacation when the track was just, road had just been put in all off the river.
Now this is the Mississippi River?
Mm-hmm.
There at Quincy? You ever go on the bay there?
No.
When'd you go to Gem City College?
Well, I was about 20 years old.
What did you study there at Gem City?
I studied a full commercial course.
Commercial course?
A full course. Do you know Gem City? Do you know anything about Gem City?
I'm sorry?
Do you know about Gem City?
Gypsy? No. No, Gem City. I've been there.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Well, what's like that?
They have a new shopping center there. The old library is now a museum. They've closed the old hotel downtown.
Uh-oh.
When did you come to Oklahoma?
Yeah, let's see. I think I told her that.
It says here 1906. Did you come by train?
Yeah. We had chartered a car with another family and came to Enid. And my father was veterinarian in Iowa and in Oklahoma. And so we chartered a car and bought a home in Enid before we come. And then we come and we bought a car and come on the train.
Can you remember anything that happened on the train trip that was... What's your best memory of the train trip?
I don't remember anything outstanding.
What railroad was it?
I couldn't tell you that. I can tell you I come to Salem. Here was Keokuk.
Keokuk, yeah.
And there was a little railroad coming from Keokuk, went to Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant was our county seat.
Remember when they built the dam at Keokuk? Do you remember when they built the dam at Keokuk?
No.
They built a big dam there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How come you came to Oklahoma?
Because my father, as I say, was a veterinarian. And the winters were so cold in the island that he thought he'd come to Oklahoma and milder weather. That's our first.
What was your first impression of Enid?
Oh, I loved every bit.
How big was it?
I could tell you that. And Phillips University was just being built that year.
I'm sorry?
Phillips University.
Did you go to Phillips?
No.
Were you living in Enid on statehood day?
What?
When Oklahoma became a state in 1907?
Yeah.
What was that day like?
That was a very happy day. And I was, that was the year I was married.
Were there big celebrations at Enid on statehood day?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me what they were like?
Oh, there was, no cars, just horses and things like that. And then it was a parade of horses and buggies. And, well, now, you see, when I come to Enid there, I got married.
What was your husband's name?
Fred L. Lincoln. Fred Lincoln Towne.
Let me regress just a little. And what was your father's name?
William Henry Carter. Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R.
Where was he from?
Pennsylvania.
And he was a veterinarian? And who was your mother?
Well, her name, do you remember she married?
Yes.
Well, her name, Rachel Kudove, K-U-D-O-V-E.
Where's she from?
Oh, right there. Sam.
What'd your husband do?
Well, he was a jack of all trades. I tell you what, I had never lived on a farm, and when he was, my husband came into Oklahoma at his parents' homestead on the Cherokee Strip.
Did your father-in-law tell you about settling there?
Oh, yeah.
Did he tell you what it was like for that land run?
Well, I tell you, they come into the north side of Hennessy. And there is where they started in the race. I wasn't here then.
What was that race like? Did he tell you?
Yes. His father was rather a heavy man, and he couldn't ride a horse. Looks like a road horse. So he had to have one of these here 2-wheel carts and drove that. And my husband, I guess he's Jay, and he followed up in the wagon with the supplies and few horses. And when the guns went off for the start the race, why he followed after the race, and he said there was people that being run over and killed. And he went on to walk home that night. And when it was getting dusk, and he saw his father riding back to meet him. And then they went on into Eden, and there wasn't anything in Eden, but they, where they fought for the tribes, because they were riding off. And there was rich people in Eden, lawyers and doctors, that had fared up and come to Eden for a home, get a home. And now, Frank France was the last territorial governor. And he was a friend of my husband.
Did you know Frank France?
My husband was while they were friends.
What was he like?
Well, the family, the whole France family, come there, and my husband grew up with them. And they were older. They were ready to go into business. And one of the boys built a brickyard, one a hardware store, one well, anyway, and then when my husband and I got married, he worked in the hardware for Mont France.
For who?
Mont France.
Is that a brother of Frank?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of personality did Frank France have?
Oh, very nice. And he had a brother that made the baseball big league teams. They were Presbyterian. And that brother wouldn't pitch you a pitcher. And he wouldn't pay off something. So he dropped out. He dropped out of the big ball team. Because, Sunday their big day.
Did you ever go visit Frank France in Guthrie while he was governor?
No. You see, I was his steward, though.
Mm-hmm. Were you married before statehood or after statehood?
It was the years. It was that year. That's all right.
What time of year were you married? In the spring or summer?
Spring.
In the spring?
April.
Did Frank France come to your wedding?
No.
He was still governor then. So what did you and your husband do on Statehood Day, November 16th, 1907?
Oh, we got out and watched that parade.
How long was the parade?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. Around the square, no. You see, Enid was pretty young.
What was Enid like at that time, in 1906, 1907, when you first went there?
Well, oh, it was nice. It was well built and lots of beautiful homes and business. And you know, it's two. Here is Broadway. Here is no. Anyway, there is two sections. Yes.
So the town is in two sections?
As I remember, I remember what either thinking. There was a colored lady, colored lady, homesteaded right on the northwest corner of the square. She took that cape lot. All right, she stayed there. And they couldn't get it off. They just...
What was her name?
I couldn't tell you. I never did know.
Were most of the buildings made of wood or brick at that time?
Well, I would say that they were pretty well. Well, by that time, when I come, they was pretty much brick.
Were the streets paved?
Yeah.
With brick?
Oh, no. I don't think so.
What were some of the most influential people in Enid that you met?
Well, there was you might say the French family. There were several of them. And then there was O.J. Fleming.
O.J. Fleming?
He had the bank. We went back.
He was a banker.
Mm-hmm. Oh. You see how long this been since I was there.
Where does the name Enid come from?
Everywhere. East and west. All.
No, the name of Enid. What was Enid named after?
I don't know.
Did you know the Marlins?
Marlins? They are north.
E.W. Marlin?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know him?
No. He was at wasn't that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you live in Enid when you were married?
Yeah.
You know where you lived? What the address was?
I remember where we built our first home right away.
What kind of house was that, your first home? What was it like?
It was a frame house with, it was, four square rooms, and then another room like out this way.
Have a kitchen in it?
Mm-hmm.
1 story or 2 story?
One.
1 story. Now, where's your privy?
In the house.
Oh, you had an indoor bathroom then?
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
did many people have indoor bathrooms then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. You have indoor plumbing?
Mm-hmm.
So you had running water?
Sure.
Oh. What year was this?
Well, that would have been 75. About 75, 76, 77, when we built the house.
No, when you first lived in Enid.
Oh, well, it was
No, I'm talking about 1906, 1907.
mm-hmm.
What kind of house did you live in then?
It was frame, I'm sure. The tall house.
How many rooms did that house have, the one built in 1906?
Well, it had 2 bedrooms. There was the living room and dining room and the kitchen. The bathroom.
Did you have an indoor bathroom in 1906?
When I come there, they had bathrooms.
Oh. Did most people have indoor bathrooms in 1906?
All the people that I do have.
Did you have a well outside? Did you have a well outside?
No.
No?
A city out there.
Well, Enid was pretty up to date then, wasn't it?
Boy, it built right up. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the Depression of 1907, 1908?
Do I? I should say I do.
Can you tell me about that?
Well,
What did you do during the Depression?
well, we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. We were married in 75, see?
And you were married in 7?
75. I told you. We were married a year after statehood.
Yeah. Okay, you were married 75 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were married. So my husband worked in the Fred Towne. My husband, do you want to know anything about him?
Yeah.
Do you want to know anything about him?
Yeah, about your husband, yes.
Well, you see, he came in there when he was about 10 years old.
He came in with his father from the land run?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the Cherokee Strip. And did you know about Pat Henderson? A big murder massacre is in Tennessee.
No, can you tell me about that?
Mm-hmm. And we moved from through Tennessee down to Dover. That's a little bitty one. Is today.
How big was Dover back then?
Oh, it was Dover. Probably 400 or 500 people.
What'd you do in Dover?
Well, so today, my husband wanted to go to agriculture college. He wanted to go to OSU. And his mother wouldn't let him. And so, but he still had that living on that clay, those things. He liked that. And he went to, and when he was young and ready for high school, the high schools were not so good yet either. And so they sent him to Colorado Springs. And then he came home there and went to Tonkawa.
Where?
Tonkawa.
Tonkawa.
Junior High.
Yeah.
And he went there, and he also studied commercial. And so he worked in his parents' highway, like I told you. And then he wanted to get the idea of but he had that farm in his mind.
Yeah.
So then we moved from Enid to Dover, Kingfisher County, in, 35, 38. About, I had been about 79, we moved to Dover. And then
You moved to Dover when?
I was married in 75.
Oh, you married 75 years ago.
Yeah.
In 1907.
Uh-huh.
And you moved to Dover in 1909? Okay.
So he said, we didn't have a boy yet then. And so he said, if you will go and let me farm, I'll never ask you to live on the farm. So I lived on the farm a little bit, but we bought a home in town.
In Dover?
Mm-hmm. There we didn't have cars.
Didn't have cars?
Toilets.
Oh, didn't have indoor toilets.
No.
Had an outside privy.
Yeah, that's what we had. And then later we had this working on you. They built you.
Can you tell me about the Depression of 1907 and 1908?
Yes, I sure can.
Would you tell me about it?
I thought you ought to know about my family.
Well, I do, but I want to go chronological because I want to know about the Depression right now, and we'll get back to your family.
All right. Well, so in 1909, we had Burton.
Had what?
Burton, our son.
Okay.
Burton.
Yeah.
And then during the Depression, why, am I right in my dates? I don't, too badly except my son was he was born in 1809.
Yeah, 1909.
Uh-huh.
Was that during the Depression?
No, the Depression came later. Not early.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then, okay. That Depression. Oh, yes, I know that Depression. And, of course, I was the only child, and my father made us kept us from going, we lose it. And my husband had, he had I expect 1,000 or more bushels of wheat in the elevator. And he was offered 25 cents a bushel. So he wouldn't take that. But we had stock in the elevator. So that, by us having that, why, that paid we didn't have any storage to pay, or we lost our shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But my father and mother, they bought the first farm for us.
Can you tell me what your average day was like during that Depression?
Well, it wasn't bad for me because we had plenty to eat, we had good home, we had everything. The only thing was, I was used to cornbread and beans. We had a lot of that. And then we didn't eat. So we couldn't even get coffee. And my husband had a good friend Enid, that had a grocery store. And he let my husband come there and get coffee, a whole lot of meat, whole dish.
The people that weren't as fortunate as you, what did they eat?
Oh, they ate rabbits. One family we knew that hadn't had nothing. But if they had a cow or two, they had their milk or their butter, and they get along, and few chickens. They shot rabbits and squirrels and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have that life.
Did they have any soup lines back then? Like they did in the 30s?
Oh, if they did, I didn't know it. For we had our home and we didn't have no rent or nothing,
What is your best memory of the Depression of that period? What stands out in your mind?
Well, I expect losing that wheat crop. And the wheat went to nothing. 25 cents a bushel. And we had, 3,000 or 4,000 bushel in the elevator. And the first year my husband wouldn't sell it. He kept it another year and it was still worse. And then on the farm, he had raised a bunch of heifers. Do you like heifers?
Yes.
Well, he bought maybe heifer calves and raised and had 23 nice heifers ready to bring little calves. And, they come and got them for practically nothing and killed them. And that was a heartbreak.
Yes.
But now, as for being let's jump up.
Okay. What did you do after the Depression? 1910, 11, 12, that period. What did you do?
My husband would we didn't have a lot of money, but we got along good.
What'd your husband do?
He farmed. He farmed that land.
What did he raise?
Wheat.
Wheat? What was the price of wheat then, after the
I
Depression?
don't know. Oh, it wasn't high like it is now.
So how long did you live in Dover?
50 years.
50 years.
Right there. My children, I had 3 children. They were born there and joined the Christian church.
Okay, what's your fondest memory of Dover?
I tell you, I have words of it. My children were born there. They joined my church, was baptized in the Christian church, and grew up in the church, and I lost one of my sons. And then my children never went to grade school, only in Dover. And then when this oldest boy, when it was 49, he finished high school, and he was 16 years old, and went to Phillips University the first year, and then OU. And he graduated from OU, I don't know what year, in School of Business Administration.
What's his name?
Burton, Burton. Yeah. And
What's he doing now?
he's retired.
Where does he live?
He lives on 3311 Northwest 51st.
What was the main industry in Dover?
Farming.
Farming?
We had a good hardware store, a good bank. We lost the bank in the Depression.
Who ran the bank?
Charlie Sherwood.
Charlie Sherwood?
Sherwood.
Sherwood. Did the bank close in 1908 or 1909 in that Depression?
Yeah.
What about in the 20s? In 29, did it close then too?
It's already closed.
Oh. Who ran the hardware store?
C.D. Mock.
C.D. Mock?
Mm-hmm. They're all dead.
Who was the mayor of Dover at that time?
Well, we didn't have a mayor.
Oh, we didn't have a mayor.
They have now.
Who was the richest man in Dover?
I would say that Charlie Sherwood.
The banker.
Mm-hmm.
What'd he do after the bank closed?
Went to Hennessy. Bank.
What did you do during World War One?
Oh, I knit sweaters and I just knit. You couldn't see. And I issued yarn for the white dress.
So you issued yarn to knit sweaters and all that?
Yeah.
Did you work for the Red Cross?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What else did you do for the Red Cross?
Well, I tell you what, at those days, we didn't go to the hospital so much. And when that awful flu broke out, I had been healthy all my life, never sick, and my family had the flu the very first that we had. And it was not a bad virus, or whatever you call it. And so I took care of a lot of sick people. And I took a training in that Red Cross nursing. And I took care of a lot of my neighbors.
How many people died in Dover of the flu?
Oh, I would know. There were 2 families that all died. There was different kinds or something like that, because that family, and they were dirty and not sanitary. I never went there, but they lost their whole family, both of them did, with the flu.
How long did that flu last?
Oh, lad, it lasted. Oh, I guess. You mean how long until it terminated?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you'd say maybe a couple of years. And it got worse.
What did you do during the 20s?
Oh,
Your husband still farmed in the 1920s?
he farmed till we left over. I don't even. We were gone from Dover about 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
20 years.
What did you do during the Depression of the 30s?
Oh, I sewed and helped people.
Did you work for WPA?
No,
Did your husband?
listen. Do you know my husband, when he was in college, he studied engineering quite good. And so the WPA, he never worked on WPA, but our county commissioner come to my husband and he said, Fred, would you take the WPA, a bunch of WPA's men, and work them, and we'll put in, it's red dirt, not clay, but they dig it out of the bank, and put that lay and make that. He said, will you take the job of engineering that? And my husband says, well, it depends on what you pay me. Well, he says, we'll pay you so much, I don't know what trust, but it's pretty good, because he so he went out and he engineered the laying of that shale, that's what they did. And they were headed between Dover and Loyal. And that was our big, there was where Dover got its big income, was from the wheat at Loyal. For over there, it was all good wheat land. And they would put 4 horses on a team, on a wagon, with great high sideboards, and load that full of wheat and bring that into Dover. We had 2 elevators, and we had a grist mill one time. Made fancy flour, sold all over her. It isn't there anymore. Well, anyway, and that sandy soil would make whole from them big loads of wheat. And so the government said, let's go and share that road to make work for the WPA. And my husband went out there. He said, I forget what, they paid him pretty well because he was the engineer of it. And he said, well, if you want me, I know I want the job. And so they shared that road mile after mile so we could get that wheat to Royal. Now they all have big trucks and take it to Kingfish. And then that's what he did in the WA. And then was when our oldest son was in OU. And he helped to support himself. He was a student, of course, and he washed dishes. And then a year or so, and then after that, his senior year, I think, why, and before that, he got a job assisting a professor. So we didn't have it hard then. Then our other two kids come
along. Did your husband do any work for the 3C camp, the CCC?
What's that?
The Civilian Conservation Corps. It's kind of something like WPA.
No. All he did was to engineer that job.
So what did you do during the Depression in the 30s?
Oh, I stayed home.
Raise kids?
Yeah, raised kids. 3 kids. That's a handful.
Who are some of the most noteworthy people you've met in Oklahoma?
You know?
You know, after statehood, after Frank France.
Oh.
Did you know Governor Murray?
No, I never knew any of this. I'd like to know Governor Belmont. I liked him. I didn't care for Murray.
You didn't? How come?
Oh, I don't know. I heard that he wanted to plant a garden in the front yard of the Capitol. That was too much for me.
What were you doing on Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th, 1941?
I lived at Superior. You know where Superior is out here?
That's in 41.
Oh, 41?
Yeah. December 7th, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor.
I know mine. Oh, I don't know if I did anything.
What did you do during World War II?
Oh, I guess same old thing. Help the neighbors. Kinda. You know, did you ever live in a small town?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I tell you, you don't live until you live in a small town.
That's true.
We was there. My first baby was born there. We moved from Enid. And you know that my neighbors, I didn't know anybody much. And my neighbors just come and they were so good to me when I was a stranger there. And then, like I say, I raised my family there. And if I would say anything, I would say that my husband and I spent the happiest, best days of our life right there in that small town.
In Dover?
I had a wonderful husband. He was good and considerate and loving.
How long's he been gone?
15 years. He died. We went to Superior and lived in a duplex there, and he passed away with a heart attack.
Mm-hmm. When did you leave Dover?
Oh, it's been about, then we moved to Kingfisher a while, and then on here. I can't tell you.
When did you move to Kingfisher? Do you remember?
No, I don't know.
Can you tell me what a dust storm was like in the Dust Bowl?
No, I don't. We didn't know anything about the Dust Bowl.
Did you have any dust storms in Dover?
Just when there would be a sandy place that it would blow over. But, if it don't come from moisture, they didn't get wheat out, and it won't be anything to hold the soil. It could be blow.
When your husband first planted wheat, how did he cut it?
With a binder.
How does a binder work?
Oh, I can't tell you. I tell you, it made a sheath. The binder would go along and cut, and then it'd roll up on something, and then here would come a bundle about this big and tied with binder twine.
Were those binders horse-drawn?
Oh, yes. We didn't have a tractor yet then. My husband farmed with horses.
How many acres of wheat did he plant?
Oh, first we started with 160 acres. Then we bought more. We bought more land then as time went on. And then we sold too soon. I still have one farm, 106 acres.
Where's it?
It's at Dover.
Dover?
Dover. Here's Dover. And the farm is on Blacktop, 1.5 miles from Dover. And that farm we kept. And I have 2 other farms. That keeps me here.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Salem, Iowa, to school, high grade in high school, and then Whittier College.
What was your favorite subject in high school?
Oh, math.
Who was your teacher?
Well, one I hated, I remember her the best. Miss Fidget, she taught me Latin, and I couldn't learn Latin.
What was her name?
Pigeon.
Pigeon?
Mm-hmm.
She was a Latin teacher.
Angie Pigeon. And she was my Latin teacher. And that Latin was the only thing that I ever had, only subject that I ever had any trouble with. And I just couldn't get the English, the grammar of it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
What kind of games did you play as a child?
Oh? We didn't play any games, school games, only black man and things like that when I went to school. They ruled patrol out in our high school for the boy that is neck broken. And the Quakers didn't have games. They didn't have athletics.
Do you have anything else you want to tell me? About your childhood or moving to Oklahoma?
No, I don't.
Have anything you want to tell your grandkids?
Huh?
Do you have anything you want to tell your grandkids or your great-grandkids?
Oh, I don't know of anything I particular.
When did you and your husband move to Suburbia? Suburbia.
In 19 and see it opened up 60. In 66.
In 66?
I believe that was it. Well,
Well,
how long is 66 from now?
that's been about 17 years.
Well, I'll tell you, let's say 67. That'd be all right. And he lives. We moved there when Dover up.
Yeah. Well, Mrs. Towne, I think we have a good interview here.
Oh, I think it's so rambly.
Oh, I don't think so.
And now you didn't ask me enough about my children.
Okay. Tell me about your children.
Well, we had 3 children. And it's Burton, and then Carson and Christine were twins. They were born 7 years after Burton was. And that was all the children we had.
You see, you've lost one child?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Carson.
What happened to him?
Cancer.
Cancer? Mm-hmm.
And my daughter is an accountant, and Burton was an accountant. Burton worked for state 16. Oh no. Burton worked for the state 39 years. He taught school 10 years. Then he worked in the state highway department. He did their auditing in the building. And then he was chosen to work when the state voted its employees' retirement. And he went in the office at that time. And he worked there 15 years.
How many grandkids do you have?
1 grandchild.
How many great-grandkids?
3.
3. Any great-great-grandkids? No?
Mm-mm.